Hello there. My name is Jeffrey Pang. I went on study abroad in Pavia, Italy in the fall 2018 semester. I'm here today to talk about sort of what I've gained from my experience in Italy and how I've developed through this experience. As we say in Italy, andiamo. Before going to Italy, I'd hoped to gain new perspectives on the world and Italian culture on my adventure. I'd hoped to accomplish this mainly by getting so good at Italian. I thought that going to Italy would be the key to doing so. I'd be taking a class in Italian and living in the culture. I hoped that on my Italian learning adventure, I would go on to make a ton of new Italian friends. I also hoped that a whole new world would open up to me through learning Italian. Upon arrival, everything changed. Italy was very different than what I expected it to be. For example, I wasn't able to use a credit card as frequently as I was able to do so in the US. I always had to ask before buying anything, anywhere. In addition, I also noticed that stores usually had different hours than in America. When I first came to Italy, I traveled 30 minutes to a small town to get a SIM card, only to find out that the store would be closed for the next 3 hours. I found out that this kind of situation, where businesses would close for a few hours in the middle of the day, is very common in Italy. In addition to these situations, I also want to talk about my Italian language goals. I was so happy at first to be in Italian class. As a Spanish and Portuguese speaker, I thought it would be easy to learn Italian. But the languages were more different than I thought. In addition, the class was significantly more difficult than any other class I have taken at U of I, as concepts were explained in Italian and the general pace was way faster than any other class I had taken at U of I. In addition, being a part of Italian society or getting to know many Italians, especially in small town Italy, where I lived without knowing Italian well, proved to be just as great of a challenge. Italian students were not in any of my classes, and it was difficult for me to speak Italian because I could barely even order coffee, let alone have a basic conversation at that time. Getting used to how things really were in Italy would take some time. At that time, I wasn't sure how I would deal with things for the next few months. It would take a look back to the fundamentals before I discovered the answer. I dealt with the problems by having an open mind, by telling myself this was all part of the authentic study abroad experience. It's difficult, but these things are what you're supposed to feel when you're studying abroad. Remembering this gave me the motivation not to view these cultural differences as something I should be frustrated with, but something that I should welcome and be excited for instead. I also want to mention that I found friends also through the International Students Association at my university. I met and made friends with kids from all over Europe, including from Belgium, Austria, France, Poland, and Hungary. In addition, I also met kids from Spain and Portugal, and used my skills in Spanish and Portuguese to get to know them well. With them, I went on many adventures, including partying and dancing, not only at our local disco house, but also at all-night parties in Milan. We also went on many weekend adventures, from the Alps to Florence, Turin, Siena, and Zurich. They ended up being some of the best friends I made on the trip, and I'll never forget the kindness that they showed for me. As a result of embracing these cultural differences, I feel I'm a better person. I feel like I can now better cope with things that are different, and I can also now work and understand people from different cultures a lot better. I'm glad I went on my study abroad experience, as if I didn't go, I would have never learned how to challenge myself in that environment and never have had a deeper, first-hand appreciation of different cultures outside the United States. One day I hope to go back so that I can relive the awesomeness I had on my study abroad experience. But for now, I guess I'm stuck eating in my local Olive Garden. Jeffrey, out.